Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Let me turn that down. Let me turn that down. How are we doing? Oof, what is that audio? Holy, that audio is terrible. Super scuffed audio. Hello, hello, hello. How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? Check into the stream. Holy cow. Well, until that gets fixed. Okay, I think they did. Or I guess it's just paused. Can that audio get fixed? So, apparently, according to reports, Trump is going to be trying to get Netanyahu to end the war in Gaza. Hello, it is Member Monday today. First hour of the stream will be for members in the chat. So if you're in the shadow realm, it won't be for long. Or become a member. Consider it. Don't feel obligated. But we're also live on Facebook, Twitch, and X if you guys would like to. But I'm able to continue streaming and do this every day because of my members and people that support. Which I appreciate you guys doing. I appreciate that. What up, Lost Cause 100 over there on the Twitch? Hello, hello. Were you earlier than usual? I mean, I haven't been starting until like 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon usually for the past few days. This audio is so bad though. There's gotta be something better. Gotta be better audio. UN General Assembly. Do nothing really yet. I guess we could just keep this there. We can just keep this up right here until they get in there. Well, let's get into some of the things. So Trump is pressing Netanyahu to accept his plan to end the war in Gaza. Okay. I believe Italy and Spain have military ships escorting humanitarian flotilla. For what? Oh, to get aid into Gaza? President Trump is expected to press Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to accept a new plan to end the war in Gaza during a meeting at the White House today. The high-stakes meeting comes as the 2-year anniversary of the Hamas attack on Israel draws closer, and as a growing list of nations recognized Palestinian statehood last week during the United Nations General Assembly. Trump has so far backed Israel, insisting that Hamas released all the Israeli hostages held in Gaza since October 7th, and charging that recognizing Palestinian statehood rewards Hamas. Trump has also raised expectations for an agreement, even before Israel and Hamas have signed off. I think we have a deal, Trump told reporters on Friday. The multiple-point proposal the U.S. shared with regional partners would end Israel's war in the territory, boost aid to Gaza, and require Hamas to release remaining Israeli hostages within 48 hours. A coalition of international partners would supervise the reconstruction of Gaza, a source familiar with the plans told NPR. Yeah, more like international Trump partners. Trump has been one of Netanyahu's strongest allies and supporters, but he has grown increasingly frustrated with the prime minister as the war has dragged on and the loss of lives has grown. Earlier this month, Trump claimed he was blindsided when Israel launched a strike against Hamas officials in Qatar, a key U.S. ally and a mediator in ceasefire talks. Ivo Dalder, who served as a U.S. ambassador to NATO in the Obama administration, said Monday's meeting is seen as a real test for Trump to see how willing he is to use U.S. leverage in a way that he hasn't so far. It's the real indicator whether he wants peace, not just because he wants a Nobel Peace Prize, but because he wants to end a conflict. Because the world is against Israel and the United States. There's no one else. And he's the only one who can shift Netanyahu. There you go. So, Trump, they're thinking Trump is going to end the war today. That's what's going on. Well, we're waiting for Trump and Netanyahu. Also, really quick, for my gamers, big gaming news today. I already posted about it. On my Mercado Media, and I posted about it on the gaming channel on YouTube. But EA has been bought out. Electronic Arts bought out from Saudi Arabia, Jared Kushner's firm, and Silver Lake, which I think that is his firm. I think Silver Lake is Jared Kushner. Silver Lake owner. Never mind. Ken Howe. CEO. Okay. No, Silver Lake is different from Jared Kushner's firm. Where'd we go now? Oops. There we go. So Electronic Arts, really quick. EA, who makes my Battlefield game, my Madden. They're doing Skate. Just came out. Obviously, I mean they've been around forever. EA's. If you played any sports game in your life, you probably played an EA sports game. So Electronic Arts, the maker of video games like Madden, Battlefield, and The Sims. That's like their 3 biggest games. They make more than that. Yeah, the soccer game is the biggest one, I think. Is being acquired for $52.5 billion in what could become the largest buyout ever funded by private equity firms. Silver Lake Partners, which Saudi Arabia's sovereign wealth fund PIF, and Affinity Partners will pay EA stockholders $210 per share. Oh, Affinity Partners is run by Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner. So you're going to have Trump owning part of EA. Isn't that fun? Are we having fun? The deal is valued at $55 billion if EA's debt is included, far exceeding $32 billion price tag to take Texas utility TXU private in 2007, which had shattered records for leveraged buyouts. PIF, which was currently the largest insider stakeholder in Electronic Arts, will be rolling over its existing 9.9% investment in the company. The commitment to they had. So Saudi Arabia was already invested into it, I guess, huh? The commitment to the massive deal is in line with recent activity in the gaming sector by Saudi Arabia. They're buying out a bunch of games. It's getting weird. Saudi Arabia is going hard into video games. The Saudi PIF has been a very active player in the gaming market since 2022, taking minority stakes in most scaled public video gaming publishers, and also outright purchases of companies like ESL, Faceit, and Scopely. The PIF has made its intentions to scale its gaming arm, Savvy Gaming Group, clear, and the EA deal would represent the biggest such move to date by some distance. PIF is also a minority investor in Nintendo. If the transaction closes as it's anticipated, it will end EA's 36-year history as a publicly traded company that began with its shares ending its first day of trading at a split-adjusted 52 cents. The IPO came 7 years after EA was founded by former Apple employee William Tripp Hawkins, who began playing analog versions of baseball and football made by Stratomatic as a teenager in the 60s. CEO Andrew Wilson has led the company since 2013, and he's ruined it. And he will remain in that role, unfortunately. So it's probably going to get worse. So when he took over, it became the games suck. Only until this year, we were like looking at Battlefield, which is one of their biggest games, one of their bigger games that looks good. But ever since this dude took over EA, all the games, like when you play Madden football, they want you to buy card packs. It's all microtransactions. They're all trying to get, like, you pay for the game, and then they want you to spend even more money while you're in the game and buy like virtual shit. Just like with Call of Duty, but it's even worse in Madden and EA games. Like that's what they're about. They don't put any effort into the actual product, but the microtransactions and the shit you can spend your money on get all the attention. And so, I mean, I'm worried that, going private could fix that, but look who's owning it, though. It's like going private could be good, but not when you're being owned by Saudi Arabia, Jared Kushner, and I don't know about Silver Lake. I'd have to research Silver Lake, but I know Saudi Arabia, and also Jared Kushner is connected to Saudi Arabia, and Trump, and the Trump fund or whatever that they run is directly connected to Saudi Arabia. So, yeah, so it could be, we'll see what the quality of the product is like. We'll see what Madden 27 is like or whatever, if it's changed at all or if it's even worse with the microtransactions. I don't know if Saudi Arabia is going to force these big games to go full mobile game mode, which mobile games suck. The mobile games are only designed to take your money. That's it. That is literally it. You think you're on there, you're having fun, but then they're like, hey, Gotta get these gems. Buy these gems and you can play more. You gotta pay to play, like literally. Get the other currency and you gotta play more. Come on, just 5 gems. That's all you need, and then you can play for another 24 hours. Come on, it's only $2.99. Then you pay another $2.99, and then you pay. Oh, well, then there's 15% off of the gem store. You can get a bunch extra or whatever. You said Destiny came out on mobile. I know. I think that's what they're gonna do, is do mobile game strategy, and that will suck ass. But I mean, I play a bunch of games, so I don't play only the mainstream games. So bad day for people that only play the mainstream games. I play every game. I play all the games. If you only like sports games, bad day for you. Better learn how to like different games, I guess. If you only play Battlefield or whatever, then better find. I mean, Battlefield looks like it's going to be good, though. We played the beta. Here was the trailer while we're waiting. It was a pretty good trailer. For my chat, we're waiting for the Trump Netanyahu meeting. But, I mean, this is big news today. Whether you like video games or not, or whether you watch my gaming content or not, this is still a massive deal, all right, with the EA, and then also again who it's connected to, Jared Kushner in Saudi Arabia. But Battlefield had a trailer come out yesterday. It's got 1.6 million views, and I played the hell out of this game in the beta when it came out. I wasn't even doing news. I took a break from the news, which I'm glad that it came out when it did. If Battlefield were to come out right now, I would be shook because of all the news happening, and obviously we'd be here. And I'd be like, I want to go play my Battlefield. But when the beta came out, we were on my gaming channel all day long, playing Battlefield. But their rival game is Call of Duty, obviously. Not really anymore. Call of Duty's dead to me and to many others. But Call of Duty is one of the games that went down this route of microtransactions and doing like custom celebrity. Like, you can play as celebrities in Call of Duty or sports players or whatever, and that's like taken over the culture of like the Call of Duty game. So people are spending money to be Nicki Minaj, or not even that, like some random cartoon character, and it's like completely taken away from like what Call of Duty started as like a World War II shooter, right? And it like did stories about World War II. Or like puts you in real World War II scenarios that happen, and like and then it went from there. And then it was like modern warfare that still was grounded in reality a little bit, and then now it's just become completely money suck. Okay, Call of Duty's become a money suck and nothing else really. And the quality of the gameplay is not up there. That's why when things like this happen with EA, you know, same route could happen, but they're going private now. So we'll see what that means. But with the control of Saudi Arabia and Jared Kushner, I'm not too excited about that. But anyway, so Battlefield and Call of Duty are like, they're like rivals. They've been rivals throughout the years. Battlefield has fallen off. Call of Duty was doing good, and Battlefield fell off. And then Call of Duty has now fallen off, and Battlefield, the game, has gone up. Anyways, so because of that celebrity culture with their microtransactions, with the trailer that came out for Battlefield yesterday, they're taking direct shots at Call of Duty. Here we are. While we're waiting for Trump.
The world is a vampire. Set to
Showtime.
Secret destroyer.
They got Zac Efron, Jimmy Butler, Morgan Wallen,
You out to the flame.
Addie Pimblett.
Sound check. Why do I get
Okay, boys, we're here to do one thing. One thing.
Who was that?
Doesn't matter. Let's move.
Doesn't
Scope the area.
Flag, 2 clicks out.
And a tank. Let's take it out.
Roger that. Let's go!
Doesn't matter.
Light it up!
Got a stim. So if you guys need me, I'm gonna be busy on Battlefield. If y'all need me, this is where I'm gonna be. In 10 days.
Sorry, boys.
Nice shot.
Yeah, well, that was easy.
I see the flag.
Say when?
So yeah, Fortnite actually was a pretty good game.
Battlefield 6. Pre-order now.
Who is that? Doesn't matter. Let's move. You said Fortnite is just PUBG with a little LSD. I mean, like, I'm not even gonna say Fortnite's a bad game. Like, it's not like the game is not bad when you actually play it, but Fortnite's better designed to have like those celebrities in it and like do like cartoony stuff. It's more of it's a game for that, really. Call of Duty is not, but they made it into one. They forced it, they fisted it, and now it's supposed to be, you know. But so I accept it more in Fortnite for what, because that's like what I think of it when I think of it. Cartoony, made for kids, but like adults can still play it, you know. And then they put celebrities in it. When I was a kid and shit, like that's all I thought about. Like celebrities are all the only popular people. Now anyone could be popular now, so be some random, like random YouTuber be a celebrity now. But yeah, when it goes into like Call of Duty or other games, it's super cringe. So it was funny watching Battlefield take shots at Call of Duty in that trailer directly. But also, just with the news today about the buyout is wild, and I don't know what's going to happen with the EA games. Because, I mean, I've lost faith in them. I play Madden and Battlefield. We just played Dead Space, but that was a remake. EA had a team remake that. EA doesn't make like legendary games anymore. We'll see if that changes with this private ownership though, but it's like yucky. Good morning, good morning. We're gonna see some X-rated cocksucking. Oh boy, maybe. Apparently he's gonna be ending, trying to get Netanyahu to end the war. Guys, it's Member Monday today on my YouTube channel. Can't say you have a lab appointment. My goal is to get my news audience to watch at least one piece of gaming content to get you guys over to my gaming channel. That's why I did that. I gave you gaming propaganda, now you want to watch video games. You guys have any expectations of this? Members have any? You can't stand video games, so everyone that's saying, why not? Why can't you stand them? What have they done? What did video games do? At least you picked a good game to show. There'll be more in the future, don't worry. If you play more Helldivers, I will. I got requests to play Helldivers yesterday too. They just aren't for you. Which ones have you played? Which video games did you play to decide that they're not for you? Your only favorite EA game to play is Sims 3. Well, now you can play Saudi Sims. Become an oil executive. Build a building that never finishes, but it costs like $13 trillion. I heard Trump is going to the Hegseth meeting. Yep, I did too. That's tomorrow. EA is the OG. It's too bad, yes. I haven't played video games since Super Mario Brothers back in the day. Oh, okay. Well, you took a pretty strong stance. You said you can't stand them, so I was wondering, like, if like you were, you know, cyberbullied or something bad happened, that you like can't, that you like have such a strong, in a while then. Yeah, video games are a good escape for me. They're like a lot of games these days are like interactive movies. And I like movies and cinema, so. They made a mistake with that meeting. All top brass are going to be talking in person with no electronic paper trail. When you were young, there were no video games, right? Back when I was young, there was no AI. Back when I was a kid, we didn't even have the internet. Well, only millennials can say that after that. Well, no, anyone older than millennials, but millennials, no one younger than millennials can say that now. For the last generation, I can say some shit like that. Everyone after us grew up into the internet. Social media when they were a child. I watched social media get invented. You just bought a Pro after a 40-year break of being too busy. These are the best things I did for myself recently, actually. Chat, make sure you guys have your notification bell turned on, so that way you're ready for news when it happens. My news, I just can't do like scheduled streams every day. Of like, this is when I'm gonna be live, because we do breaking news and like current events when they happen, and that's my channel. That's what we do. I've tried so many different things to do, and I figured what our channel is really for, and it's breaking news when it happens, or current events, or like, I mean, we can do streams when there's nothing happening and talk about it, but you also got to make sure you're here for those too. So make sure your notification bell's on. But it could be random, you know. We don't know when breaking news happens. So when you make sure you are in the Discord server, you're following the social media. I gotta share it out quick. Follow on at least one social media, so that way you can get notified when you're. Thank you, Kyle, for becoming a supporter of the channel. Did I book my flight to Portland? It's like ready, but I'm waiting for tomorrow to see what Trump's doing with the military. You guys, you know what I mean? I'm giving it like a day, and some of my members said I should do that too. Oops. They were like, give it a wait to see what's gonna happen here. We watched the Portland protests yesterday, and it was like half of them were MAGA agitators out there. There's like really, I would have been out there filming MAGA. Less so the ICE. Because the MAGA went out there thinking it was like what they were told it was, and then it wasn't. And it was like just MAGA trying to agitate the Portland protesters. So I'm like, yeah. You know, you're right. You can always, no, you're right. I'm just, we got to be strategic with it. I don't have infinite money. That's the other fact, you guys. I don't have unlimited money. So when I commit to something that's like no backsies, hoping to secure some consistent good funding eventually from someone. There's got to be like some independent media that wants to fund other independents, and then I can literally just, even if it's an L, like I can take L's. Don't book flight to Portland yet. Rumor is Donald J. Trump is just second guessing sending troops because he saw 0 riots or even organized. I saw that rumor too, but I haven't seen it like verified yet. Either way, like it's like we're ready though. I'm ready. We can get to Portland the same day. It's like a cheat code. They're 2 hours in the past, so no matter where I am, that's what being in Minnesota has its advantage, being in like the center of the country. Because if I have to go somewhere, especially on the West Coast, it's like you get bonus time. So we have to hurry up and get somewhere. It's 10:44 in the morning right now on the West Coast. The MAGA was looking for a war zone and found a block party. Oh, they found what did they say last night? A carnival, but demonic. What did that lady say? When you hear about things, I check your page. Hell yeah. So much bleach, so scurvy curvy. Guys, we're live on Twitch too as well, a little early. YG131, thank you for the follow. Althena, thank you for the follow. Or Aletha 93, thank you. Nikki said, have we found out any more about the escalator? I've been concerned. No, nothing new about the escalator. Whoever that Trump staffer was is probably in Gitmo. Well, so I have enough funds in the buy me a coffee and whatnot to I probably have those pulled now because you gotta do it like to get the funds out of your buy me a coffee, you have to pull them out before Wednesday. And there's more than this too. The previous goal was it finished, and then I started a new one just to have a goal to reach because it's easy. But I can pull those and then just have them ready. But I want to wait for tomorrow because I can pull them tomorrow too, and then still get them by Friday. And that's what I was. You got to pull them by Wednesday, before Wednesday, and then you get them on Friday. But if you don't pull those funds out before Wednesday, you don't get them until the next week Friday. That's how it works on Buy Me a Coffee for when you do funding for your whatever. It's a really good. I love it though, and Buy Me a Coffee follows me on X, so it's cool. It works out. You are my go-to with the protests in your hometown of Kenosha. I trust you and your streams to show the truth. Thank you, gorgeous Jessica. You said start a travel fund. Yeah, I do. It's already, honestly, it's probably good. It's the Buy Me a Coffee. I just figure that's better than doing a GoFundMe or random PayPal requests. People can do that, but here you can like track. You can track the fund. You know what I mean? You can track where it's at, and then I do post in this whenever I go somewhere. So like if I go to Portland because of what's happening, or wherever else that the military is going, because we are going to tap back in and be out there consistently. But we do some content for the people that are on Buy Me a Coffee that contribute, and I'll be doing more of that. I can do that on Patreon too. That's a thing, but like I pulled out a Patreon. I had to explain that a stream or two ago. Still have one, but I mean I've shifted over to Buy Me a Coffee. I don't feel like doing two things. Plus, I already have support on my YouTube channel. It's just like, it'd be like stretching my supporters thin more so than just focusing on what I have. So again, guys, we're waiting on the Trump and Netanyahu conference. Apparently going to be pressing Netanyahu to accept his plan to end the war in Gaza. We'll see. It's probably going to be an okie. It's like, have you guys ever played Twisted Metal? Has ever played the game Twisted Metal back in the day? And you had somebody that ran the competition. His name was Calypso. And at the end of when you win, you get a wish, and Calypso grants your wish. But it's always like never what you think. Or like they think it's like the literal what they're asking for, and it's bad or whatever. Right, I wish to every time you win, it's like something bad happens to your character actually, because the wish gets like. So, Trump and Netanyahu are going to be like, yeah, we'll do peace in Gaza, which I think literally actually means that they're going to get Trump resorts built in there, and just like I don't know, ethnically cleanse the Palestinians out of Gaza to have a peace. So if people are like excited about, I mean, I don't see it being I don't see it being a resolution that's favorable to Palestine or the Palestinian people at all. He said that is not fair. I'm on pension, but I'm a supporter. What do you mean, Maggie? Are you talking about going to a Patreon? Or what do you mean, Maggie? You guys, member Mondays are just for the first hour-ish of the stream, so I can say hi to my members and everybody and give them some chat time. You guys saw how fast the chat was going yesterday. Holy. Kind of hard to say hi to my members and stuff during those times. Papa Cal says, hit the like, it's free. Also, let's get a shout out to our members, or excuse me, but our mods, Danky, Nikki. You got Renegade Chungus in the chat on YouTube. We got mods Sarah over on Facebook, holding it down. Twitch mods are still sleeping. They'll be there soon. Twitch mods will get there when they get there, okay? TJ Casey, there you are. How you doing? There's also a meeting with Hakeem and Schumer later. Yeah, they're cucked. I think the confidence in Democratic leadership is going down, 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 down. Down, down, down. Starting to look more like controlled opposition than like an actual like party that's against them. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you for being a supporter. You said extra content for Buy Me a Coffee finders. Well, it's just like for you, because you're a member. I'll do more for members on my YouTube channel. We'll do more. I do member streams. I just haven't done them in a while because I haven't been consistently covering on the ground stuff. But back in 2020 and 2021, when I did shitloads of member streams. I just haven't really done them because I've been at home here, and there's really been no reason to like do one. I guess, except for I guess I can just do them to hang out. I did one where I made breakfast. But I'll do more I'll do member stuff on the channel. Just a way to give back to people that are contributing to the Buy Me a Coffee. It's not like you're getting, I wouldn't do like streams over there or like show stuff that you can't see. It'd be like pictures or behind the scenes stuff for people that are contributing to it. The government shutdown wouldn't be good at all. As a vet, I would lose upcoming health visits. It would have to be negotiated. That part could be negotiated. That's what the meeting's for. You said it would be stressful to be a government employee with the constant threats of a shutdown. Well, or losing your job because of your skin color, or you posted a Charlie Kirk meme. or you voice something against the Trump administration. You don't know how to do that? I so wish I did. I live on Social Security and have limited funds. So you're fine. Don't worry about it. Thank you for just being here. You said OnlyFans win. That's a platform you need, apparently. The OnlyFans gone. Guys, just tuning in. We're waiting for the Trump Netanyahu press conference where Trump is apparently going to push Netanyahu to end the war in Gaza. We'll see how that goes. Netanyahu's so disgusting. Nobody's done more damage to the image of Israel for people that were ignorant to like what's going on and just like accepted that Israel's like an ally of the US. You gotta realize a lot of people that like, there's a lot of Americans that just by default just accept, oh, Israel, ally, okay. And then Israel themselves and Netanyahu themselves for the past 2 years have destroyed that. They've made the people that are just like, oh, Israel, okay, ally, to like, oh, Israel's the fucking evil. So it is over, or are we waiting? No, we're waiting. If it was over, we wouldn't just, I would promise you, I wouldn't just have you sitting here. We would be doing something else. You think they'll meet again in 2 weeks? Two weeks, huh? Just checking the feeds. Boy, they are drastically recruiting for the federal government all over this app. This is now a federal government app now. I just bookmarked this one. IT professionals, the FBI needs you to comb through social media posts of your friends and neighbors.
Every second, cyber threats evolve. Terrorists, hackers, foreign adversaries. They're targeting more than data. They're targeting our nation. At the FBI, we don't just react. We pursue. We protect. We stay ahead. In the digital trenches, your code has consequences. Your analysis has impact. And your technical...
It's like we're living in a Boys episode. We're living in the Boys. There's also like they have ads on the stream. The government's putting ads on streams for ICE. I showed you guys an ICE ad that was just in the For You scroll yesterday. Best video of yesterday. Big booty Latina. Who? This is the news. This is MAGA news. Breaking news. Portland, Oregon. The name of the man seen here assaulting the black man is Eric Sanchez. Standing nearby is his girlfriend, Jocelyn Mercado, who is a big booty Latina that needs to be deported. Breaking MAGA news. Right-wing provocateur. We are the Republicans your parents warned you about. We're smart, irresistible to women, and most importantly, we're total alpha males. We're the future, whether you like it or not. Stay mad. Looks like the scooter gang that pulled up yesterday at the ICE protest. And yes, this person's being serious. They're not. I mean, I wish this was a meme. You know, back in there was a time period where this could be ironic, but MAGA doesn't do that. They're dead ass serious. But it looks like it's some cringe, but it is, and it is. But like they're being serious. Well, it looks like a Roblox character. There needs to be an intervention ASAP. Holy. That's who the Republicans are. That's the Republican generation, the young one. It's over with. That's who Charlie Kirk was influencing, y'all. Brylan, Braxton, and Jackson. They're all here to wear their super short shorts. And wear the same outfits. Take private jets. Get funded by Israel. Yeah, Brylan Hollyhan's getting the smoke on the internet though. Like he's getting destroyed. Trump said he authorized full force. So what is full force exactly? Arresting one guy and then running away? They are forced to fall back? That's not what happened. Police arrest anti-ICE rioter in Portland and are forced to fall back. That's not what happened. Agitators fill the streets and chase law enforcement. That didn't happen. See how Fox News lies? They did a targeted arrest. They announced a targeted arrest prior to coming out and grabbing one person that they said they were going to do. And the protester was like, if you've done any hot shit, get out of here. They're coming to arrest you. And then they were like, all right, here we come. And then the police showed up and then they made their arrest and then they left. But apparently to Fox News, that was they filled the streets and then chased the law enforcement out. Liars. That's why you got to watch Mercado Media, y'all. Where's, oh, we got Aaliyah. Aaliyah Scootercaster. She's goated. You guys should follow her. Here you go. She posted it. While we're waiting for the Trump Netanyahu. She goes, I've never witnessed anything like this. Police warned protesters twice over the loudspeakers that they will be making a targeted arrest. Then they waited for a little while before coming out to execute the arrest. We watched this on stream last night.
About to make targeted arrests for an assault. Don't interfere with officers. If you interfere with officers, you may be subject to arrest or use of force.
Leave with people, alright? If you did hot shit, get out. Come back tomorrow. You're better, way more effective outside of a prison cell. If you did hot shit, leave.
Authority to direct traffic on public ways You are ordered to move to the sidewalk.
Stay on it.
Then the police came. They made their arrest that they announced.
So am I going downtown or? Yep, just go through the whole process. We'll make sure for your custody.
Stay there, you're not crossing this line.
Hey, quit smiling, fuckboy. Shame! 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 Shame!
And then they leave. They were brought out there to be the security for the arrests by the bike cops. Oh no, the frog chased him away.
Fuck you! Fuck you, bitch! Fuck you!
Oh no, this is when conservatives say they're chasing him away. They're chasing the police away. How'd this happen? But again, according to Fox News, though, where is that? According to Fox News, where'd it go now? They were forced to fall back as agitators fill the streets. It's one intersection, too, by the way. There's no streets. It's not plural. It's one little street in front of the ICE detention building. And one, like, corner of people. They're filling the streets! President Trump welcomes back Prime Minister of Israel back to the White House. Let's see.
Ready, face, forward march. I hope so.
I am. I'm very confident.
That was Trump meeting Bibi when he arrived. Got another 9 minutes or so, guys, and we'll open the chat up and get to members. Members, all say hi. If you haven't, I'll say hello. Oh, weird. Not the Trump 2020 make liberals cry again.
That means he never met a right wing reporter.
Photoshopped it. Are they coming in to take their seats? I must be entering soon. I hope that audio is bad. I'm hearing it's really noisy. Thank you, Bendy Bot, for being a member of 34 months. What up, Carrie? Hello, hello. What up, LJ Colonel? Hello from Australia, Sue Jack. Gotta be. Is there another audio? It's so bad, dude. Whoever is AP's audio team needs to be fired. And hire people that know what they're doing. Their audio has consistently been terrible. I can't even. Of course, Daily Wires. We can watch it through the daily. Or I better stop. Yeah, Sky News. There you go. Much better audio than the A fucking P. Hello from Canada. Hello, hello. Joint press conference. Guys, hit that like button on the stream if you haven't. Guys, oh my god, I can't believe 153 people are watching me on X right now. Oh my god, oh my god. 153 people. God, I can't believe this. What a moment. Onward to Portland on October 3rd. What's happening on October 3rd, Haji? Darla, thank you. I'm being facetious, Jason. There's not 153 people watching. It was a meme from last night. If you know, you know. If you missed last night's coverage, then you missed out.
Any of them. Okay.
You said shit, no YouTube notification. Are you in the Discord server? Are you following on Facebook? Are you following on Twitch? There's got to be at least one of those gives a notification. If it's not Facebook, then one of them. You can come to YouTube. Then you know, because like if I go live on YouTube or excuse me, if I go live on Facebook or Twitch, you know I'm on YouTube as well, even if you don't get the YouTube notification. Twitch is good about notifications. I get everyone's notification of streamers I forgot I followed. I get everyone. So if anything, follow on Twitch just to get the notification. Their shit works every time. But also, like, if you're just on the YouTube homepage, it should be like, you should see it. Like, if you're ever like, oh, what a great day to scroll on YouTube. Wow, what a beautiful YouTube day. It literally should be the first. Like, see how it pops up right there? If you're subscribed, your homepage, unless I do something fucked up and I get my stream out of the featured page, but we're usually in the featured. So it should pop up for you right at the top if you just check YouTube in general. It should be your like top 4 videos that are shown to you.
Okay, thank you. We'll see what happens. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Okay.
He said, Tim says on YouTube, notifications go by the frequency of how often you view the page. And if they put up a fence in Portland, do you know if it's on like Donkey Kong coming back? We'll see. If like nothing's even happening in downtown near the Justice Center though.
Okay, here's a trivia question.
It's all at the ICE building. And there's like 7, like even the group yesterday, there's maybe like 100 and some, but like there were thousands of people in Portland in 2020.
Those of you listening at home.
It's like they're trying to. It's like Trump. It's almost as if Trump was going to treat Portland as if like it's still 2020. But even then, who was president then? Trump was, and he sent the militarized feds there the first time in 2020. But it's like MAGA is holding on to that, and like they're like, yeah, it's still like that. Or whenever they talk about Minneapolis burned down. Governor Walz, let it burn. I'm looking at all of the MAGA Minnesota Republicans because I watch what they say just to watch them cry. And they're getting hyped for Mike Lindell. Who is it? I can't remember the guy's name. Gage. I interact with him because he's like a Minnesota MAGA. Where the hell? I responded to him. Did he block me finally? Whatever. I respond to a Minnesota MAGA dude who's influencing on X. He's posting about like he's posting about Charlie Kirk all the time, and they post about 2020. And like, so I don't know if they're gonna like hold on to that and let that be what they're running on. Like, remember 2020? Remember that? Instead of like right now. He said Stauber just gets wrecked in his comments. Yeah, all the Minnesota Republicans do. That's why they don't win here. They can win in the rural areas in the north. The land of rocks and cows, as Tim Walz called it. They took that personally too, but did nothing with it. Made a Facebook page. That's what Republicans in Minnesota do. They made an angry Facebook page to just be a propaganda and do nothing to win elections. Or the only way Minnesota Republicans are going to win here is by force, actually, and they don't have that either. So, or unless like the full weight of the federal government arm of their propaganda and MAGA like come here, like they're trying to do in California, but it's backfiring. All right, chat. We're going to open it up. GG's members on YouTube. We're going to open her up to everyone. You got to subscribe still, though. So you got to hit that subscribe button to chat because it's an easy troll filter. Sorry to force you to hit the subscribe button, but it is what it is. If I have it just open, we'd be filled with bots. Bots just because there's nothing stopping them. Freedom. Archers. You see trucks and Confederate flags every time I vote, and it makes me sick. It's an awful area to live in. I'm guessing somewhere in the South. Yep, we have picked up some subs. We passed 81,000 finally. We're on our way to 90. If there was a guys, I would get to 100K in like a week and a half if there's like protests consistently. Every day it would be 1,000 subs. So, and I'm now 19,000 away from 100. So we're almost there. Almost 100K. Then we got 100K on Facebook, 100K on YouTube. Then we got to do Twitch next.
Yeah, I'm just looking through a 20-point plan that...
Okay, we don't care. 20-point plan. That'll do it. That'll solve that'll fix this. 20 points. Why didn't you make it 30? I think we maybe have a deal on Gaza. This audio is so bad though, so it's like tough. And we'll do it like super quiet. Netanyahu is on a 21-point plan. Okay, I guess it's 21. Told Axios on Sunday Netanyahu is on board with his proposal. The Israeli government hasn't commented. The White House spokeswoman Caroline Levitt said Special Envoy Steve Witkoff sent a detailed 21-point plan to both the Israelis and Hamas. The president said last week that he would not allow Israel to annex the West Bank, even though they already have. Oh, okay. Okay, Trump. We won't do that, even though they already literally are. They have been.
Hostages are released. Israel will release 250 life sentence prisoners plus 1,700 Gazans who were detained after the 7th.
He's just saying that shit for people that are holding on to the cope that Trump is like a peace president. He really got a lot of people that support Israel, or not Israel, sorry, people that support Gaza that aren't left, like that are like some hybrid of far left and right, to vote for him because they thought he was gonna be like end the war or like bring peace to Gaza for and like be anti-Israel. What a Houdini magic trick that he did in 2024.
It says
because he did get a lot of people, because their focus and main focus is on Israel's war on Gaza, which is fine. My main focus was Russia's war on Ukraine, so I get it. Okay, a lot of people that's their life, and like that's what they're really focusing on. And Trump was able to do a magic trick on him and say, I'm going to end the war. I'll be the one to bring the peace. So he said the same thing about Russia's invasion of Ukraine. He said he was going to end that in 24 hours. Still yet to be seen here. It's September.
And so it goes on. It makes the point specifically that no Palestinians will be forced to leave Gaza,
right,
as part of this plan.
They also said, why would you believe anything they say?
Assessment that we've got from the White House about how they can bring all of this to an end, and the mention of Tony Blair there is fascinating. He has been a key part behind the scenes of the day after planning for Gaza. He has never been drawn publicly on whether he wants to have a role, but it's
JD Vance and Marco Rubio,
US president, that he wants Tony Blair to be involved. Indeed, Tony Blair is the only other person named specifically in this document as having a key role in Gaza's post-war.
Tony Blair?
Wow, Mark, really fascinating and important stuff. Mark, thank you very much indeed.
Why is Tony Blair involved?
From within the White House, we've seen the Vice President enter, we've seen the Secretary of State enter. Only a matter of time.
That's
now.
A name I haven't heard. And
two men of the moment, Donald Trump, the US President, and Benjamin Netanyahu, the Israeli Prime Minister. And of course,
are we doing a war then?
They're going to be giving their reaction to this detailed.
Why don't you bring Rumsfeld back?
By the Americans.
Bring the whole Bush administration back then. Fuck it.
What Mark just told us, that under this plan, point 9, Gaza will be governed under the temporary transitional governance of a technocratic, apolitical Palestinian committee responsible for delivering the day-to-day running of public services. And obviously this
audio is so bad.
Has to be involved.
Okay, I don't need it. Do you guys hear how bad that is, dude? Can AP do something? Protests in Tel Aviv to end the war. They're all waiting to watch the press conference too, I'm guessing. That audio's so bad, yo. We might have to switch. We might have to use Sky News for it if it's going to be this dog shit. 14,000 people, and they're listening to that mic getting blown out. So electronics, there's no human in there to do something. I wish there was.
From you, when we see the emergence of the president. Stella, it is something that
The White House says Israel will not occupy Gaza under plan. No, they'll have some Trump-connected NGO go there. They'll have Jared Kushner's fund and the Saudi Arabian PIF do it.
Big development, but for many of us it will raise a number of very serious concerns about self-determination, about the rights of people, about actually the timescales involved in it, what the protections are, how you get aid in, what that means for the hostage families. You know, I could go on when we have a
Cyberpunk police state.
Plan.
Yeah, it is difficult.
Gaza, whoever lives there.
Of course, we all want to see an end to the slaughter, and we all want to see an end to this crisis.
Well, the key question is
peace for both sides.
Palantir test site, number 1.
They're not at this table.
So,
have they been involved in all the negotiations? Doesn't sound like it. I don't think anything will fly unless the Palestinians will support it, and it isn't just the Palestinian leaders.
Where the Palestinians aren't even involved in this conversation,
in that sense. And I have to say the involvement of Tony Blair doesn't. I don't think it will inspire confidence in the Middle East because of his previous role historically there.
Exactly. If you have Tony Blair involved, that means war is coming.
Palestinian
Usually,
leaders are sophisticated in their politics. They'll go through this in detail, and they'll come with a considered response.
Okay, stop talking.
I'm sure the first
United States and the Prime Minister of the State of Israel.
Thank you very much, everybody.
We're going to go to this audio. I can't do it.
This is a big day, a beautiful day, potentially one of the great days ever in civilization.
Oh, really?
Things that have been going on for hundreds of years and thousands of years. We're going to, at least we're at a minimum very, very close, and I think we're beyond very close. And I want to thank Bibi for really getting in there and doing a job. We've worked well together, as we have with many other countries, both of us, with many other countries, which is the only way this whole situation gets solved. And I'm not just talking about Gaza. Gaza is one thing, but we're talking about much beyond Gaza. The whole deal, everything getting solved. It's called peace in the Middle East. So today is a historic day for peace. And
is he dying?
Netanyahu and I have just concluded an important meeting on many vital issues, including Iran, trade, the expansion of the Abraham Accords. And most importantly, we discussed how to end the war in Gaza, but it's just a part of the bigger picture, which is peace in the Middle East. And let's call it eternal peace in the Middle East.
Eternal peace.
So this is far more than anybody expected, but the level of support that I've had from the nations in the Middle East and surrounding Israel and neighbors of Israel has been incredible, incredible. Every single one of them.
This dude has like a year left.
After extensive consultation with our friends and partners throughout the region, I'm formally releasing our principles for peace, which people have really liked, I must say. And these are done, not just routinely done, these are done with total consideration and working with the nations that we're talking about. All of these nations have made contributions to those suggestions. I want to thank the leaders of many Arab and Muslim nations for their tremendous support in developing the proposal, along with many of our allies in Europe. Europe has been very much involved, and as I was called by many of the European leaders, most of them saying, is this true? Are you really doing peace in the Middle East? This is the most incredible thing we've heard. Some think it's the biggest thing they've ever heard.
Wow.
They called just to find out, was it just a rumor or is it actually done? And then they said, have you spoken to the Arab leaders? Have you spoken to all of the other leaders that we have to get? A lot of people involved in this one. I also want to thank Prime Minister Netanyahu for agreeing to the plan and for trusting that if we work together, we can bring an end to the death and destruction that we've seen for so many years, decades, even centuries, and begin a new chapter of security, peace, and prosperity for the entire region. And I want to just say that my meetings and dialogue that we had with so many countries, Saudi Arabia as an example, the king is a phenomenal person. The Emir of Qatar, he's incredible people. UAE, and that's MBZ and ABZ. We've totally
fake news countries.
People that we've been dealing with and who've been actually very much involved in this negotiation, giving us ideas, things they can live with, things they can't live with. Pretty complex. I mean, after 2,000, 3,000 years, whatever it is, I guess it's got to be a little complex, or it would have been done a long time ago. The King of Jordan was with us, as you know, in the United Nations. The President of Turkey, President Erdogan, is a friend of mine, a strong man, but a good man. President of Indonesia, somebody who's an amazing leader, Prabowo. He is an amazing leader and respected by everybody. He was in the room with us. We were together with most of these people that I'm mentioning. Others were by phone or the next day. The Prime Minister and the Field Marshal of Pakistan, they were with us right from the beginning. Incredible. In fact, they just put out a statement that they fully believe in this pact. It just came out just as I was walking around. They said, sir, you have a big notice from the Prime Minister of Pakistan and from the Field Marshal that they back this 100%. President El-Sisi of Egypt, who's terrific. And these are people I've gotten to know over the years. I mean, I would say it started around 2015 and then went into 2016 when the presidency officially began. But I've known him actually for a long time, and there are many cases really great men. I can't say in all cases, but I will tell you, in many cases, they're great men.
Best
and
men.
Some great women, too. They tend to be mostly men, however.
But I like the men better.
But if accepted by Hamas, this proposal calls for the release of all remaining hostages immediately, but in no case more than 72 hours.
Okay, so they have 72 hours.
Coming back, and I hate even saying this from the standpoint, doesn't sound right, but it is so important to the parents. The bodies of the young men, I believe in almost all cases, the young men are coming back immediately. I met with parents. The parents felt as strongly about getting the body of their dead boy back as they did as though the boy were alive and well. It's so important to them. And it means the immediate end to the war itself, not just Gaza. It's the war itself. Under the plan, Arab and Muslim countries have committed, and in writing in many cases, but I actually would take their word for it. The people I mentioned, I'd take their word for it, to demilitarize Gaza, and that's quickly. Decommission the military capabilities of Hamas and all other terror organizations. Do that immediately. And we're relying on the countries that I named and others to deal with Hamas. And I'm hearing that Hamas wants to get this done too, and that's a good thing. And destroy all terror infrastructure, including the tunnels, weapons of production facilities. They have a lot of production facilities that we're destroying. They'll also help train local police forces in the areas that we're discussing right now, in particular in and around Gaza, working with the new transitional authority in Gaza. All parties will agree on a timeline for Israeli forces to withdraw in phases. They'll be withdrawing in phases. No more shooting, hopefully. As progress is made toward achieving these goals, Arab and Muslim nations need to be allowed the chance to fulfill these commitments of dealing with Hamas, they have to deal with them because they were the one group that we have not dealt with. I haven't dealt with them. But the Arab countries are going to, and Muslim countries are going to be dealing with Hamas, and I believe they've already been there. I think they probably have an understanding, and they haven't maybe mentioned that, but I would imagine they do. Otherwise, they wouldn't have gone as far as they've gone. If they're unable to do so, then Israel would have the absolute right and actually our full backing, the U.S. full backing. Marco's here, and a lot of our leaders are here, our great Vice President, Susie Wiles, Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner. They've been so involved in this process. I don't think anybody else could have done it or even come close. But it's we're right there. We're right there. First time in thousands of years, I think.
Thousands.
If you really look into it, if you study,
I covered the ADO. Yep,
if you're
I
a
did.
scholar, you would say thousands of years. Israel would have my full backing to finish the job of destroying the threat of Hamas. But I hope that we're going to have a deal for peace. And if Hamas rejects the deal, which is always possible, they're the only one left. Everyone else has accepted it. But I have a feeling that we're going to have a positive answer. But if not, as you know, Bibi, you'd have our full backing to do what you would have to do.
What does that mean?
Everyone understands that the ultimate result must be the elimination of any danger posed in the region. And the danger is caused by Hamas. The tyranny of terror has to end. And this is, again, something that we're looking for. This is eternity. This is for forever. To ensure the success of this effort, my plan calls for the creation of a new international oversight body, the Board of Peace, we call it, the Board of Peace, sort of a beautiful name, the Board of Peace, which will be headed, not at my request, believe me, I'm very busy, but we have to make sure this works. The leaders of the Arab world and Israel and everybody involved asked me to do this, so it would be headed by a gentleman known as President Donald J. Trump of the United States. That's what I want, is some extra work to do, but it's so important that I'm willing to do it. And we'll do it right, and we're going to put leaders from other countries on, and leaders that are very distinguished leaders, and we'll have a board, and one of the people that wants to be on the board is the UK former Prime Minister, Tony Blair, good man, very good man, and some others. And they'll be named over the next few days. And it'll be quite the board. Working, everybody wants to be on it now. I don't know if that had anything to do. They named me and everybody else wanted to be on it. I guess they figure, well, he's a soft touch. He'll be easy to deal with. Working with the World Bank and others, it will be responsible for recruiting and training a new government that will be made up of Palestinians, along with highly qualified experts from all around the world. Hamas and other terrorist factions will play no role in the board, but they'll play no role in the governance of Gaza at all, directly or indirectly. As you know, thousands of Hamas leaders have been killed and soldiers have been killed. And we can never forget October 7th, but thousands have paid the price for that. And now it's time to get our hostages back and get back to trying to build something that's really great and very important. In our meeting today, Prime Minister Netanyahu was very clear about his opposition to a Palestinian state. And he continuously mentions October 7th, and I understand that. Most people do. And I understand and respect his position on many things, but what he's doing today is so good for Israel. And I notice that they have large crowds gathering in Israel all the time, and they have my name up. They like me for whatever reason, maybe I don't know, but they do like me. But they say two things. Please get the hostages back, and please end the war. They've had it. It's had it. So I think it's a very popular thing you do, because he's a warrior. He doesn't know about getting back to a normal way of life. But he is a warrior, and Israel's lucky to have him. But now the people want to get back to peace. They want to get back to normalization in a true sense. Several countries have foolishly recognized the Palestinian state.
Foolishly recognized?
Well, European friends, allies, good people. But they're really, I think, doing that because they're very tired of what's going on for so many decades. They've been presidents and prime ministers for years, and during this time, having to do with the Middle East, all they're doing is talking about the same thing over and over. They want to see it get back. And nobody wants that more than me, or I believe Bibi too. But the people of Israel want it. They really want it. They want the hostages back. That includes the probably 32 bodies that we're talking about, 20 people that are living, 32 or so people that are dead, and they want to have peace. So let us not forget how we got here. Hamas was elected by the Palestinian people. Israel withdrew from Gaza thinking they would live in peace. Remember that a long time ago, they withdrew. They said, you take it. This is our contribution to peace. But that didn't work out. That didn't work out. It was the opposite of peace. They pulled away. They let them have it. And I never forgot that, because I said, that doesn't sound like a good deal to me. As a real estate person, I mean, they gave up the ocean, right?
They gave up the ocean.
Ron, they gave up the ocean. They said, who would do this deal? And it still didn't work out. They were very generous, actually. And they gave up the most magnificent piece of land in many ways in the Middle East. And they said, all we want to do now is have peace. And that request was not honored. Instead of building a better life for the Palestinians, Hamas diverted resources to build over 400 miles of tunnels and terror infrastructure, rocket production facilities, and hid their military command posts and launch sites in hospitals, schools, and mosques. So if you went after them, you'd be after them, and you wouldn't even realize you ended up knocking out a hospital or school or a mosque. A terrible thing. Terrible, terrible way to have to fight. No fight is good, but that's a real bad one. So there are many Palestinians who wish to live in peace. Many, many. I've seen so many of them.
You have?
And they have support. And I challenge the Palestinians to take responsibility for their destiny, because that's what we're giving them. We're giving them responsibility for their destiny, fully condemn and prohibit terrorism and earn their way to a brighter future. They don't want the life that they've had. They've had a rough life with Hamas. If the Palestinian Authority does not complete the reforms that I laid out in my vision for peace in 2020, they'll have only themselves to blame. We're giving them an amazing footprint, and they have amazing support from the leaders of the Arab world and the Muslim world, the great leaders. These are great leaders. These are unbelievable leaders that have built great countries and very wealthy countries. What the future holds for the Palestinians, no one really knows, but the plan that we put forward today is focused on ending the war immediately, getting all of our hostages back, getting everything back. Hard to believe when you even say it, and creating conditions for durable Israeli security and Palestinian success. Israeli security is going to be involved. We're going to help you. We'll be there with you in terms of helping with security. We want to make sure it works. We just want to make sure it works. There shouldn't be a shot fired. Now, there will be, I guess, because that's the way it seems to be, but they shouldn't have to be within a few days. There shouldn't have to be a shot fired.
There won't be a shot fired, but there could be.
Eternity.
Whatever.
Wouldn't
Nothing.
that be nice?
Much
I
of
hope
nothing.
it's true.
Just like his
I
Ukraine
can tell
stuff.
you the leadership of that region feels that there's a good chance of it being true. So this will lead to this agreement that we're talking about will lead to a sustainable, long-term peace. No president in history has been a greater friend of the state of Israel than I have, in addition to
Say it again.
negotiating the
Say that again.
Abraham.
Abraham, you can't even fucking...
Because the real people, that's what they call Abraham. I would say Abraham, but it's so much nicer when you say Abraham.
It's Ibrahim, you fucking loser. Holy fuck.
But the Abraham Accords.
Oh my
are
God.
amazing.
I gotta
Jared,
smoke.
You did that.
I gotta
with your
smoke.
group
Oh my
geniuses.
fucking God.
And nobody thought that could be done. We have 4 countries, and Sleepy Joe Biden didn't do a thing. He didn't even know what the hell they were. He should have had them fold up. But I think this will also lead to packing them. And who knows, maybe even Iran can get in there.
It's Abraham. That's how they say it.
We hope we're going to be able to get along with...
It's Abram. Abram. They say it like that.
Iran. I think they're going to be open to it. I really believe that. But they could be a member. I long ago said, I'll bet you at some point Iran will be a member of the Accords. And little did I realize it was going to take this turn. That was some turn we did with the B-2s. But I think they might very well be there because it's a great thing for them economically. I recognize the eternal capital of Israel. I opened the American embassy in Jerusalem. That was something that everyone said would never be done, could never be done. Virtually every president for many, many years, for decades, would campaign on making Jerusalem the capital of Israel. They campaigned on it over and over. Is that right, Steve? Is that right? Everyone, and when they got to it, and I understand why now, because it was so... When I got to office, I campaigned on it too. I said, we're going to make it. And then I'd get calls from the leaders of various countries saying, please don't do it, please don't do it. It'll end the whole world, please don't do it. And finally, I just didn't say anything, and I did it. People were calling me before I did it because I heard I was going to do it, and leaders of countries were calling me, and I think it was on a Thursday that I did it, and they'd call me Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 3-4 times a day, and I said, tell them I'll call them back on Friday. And I announced it on Thursday, and I called them back, the biggest people in the world, and they said, you've done it. I said, done what? You've made the capital of Israel, Jerusalem. And
is he dying right now? What is happening?
I wish you called me a little sooner. Maybe I could have done something about it. So that was a lot easier than getting into an argument, because I knew what they were calling about. And you know what? It turned out to be amazing. Everybody thought it was going to lead to the end of the world, right? The end of the world, Ron. That's what they said. It didn't lead to anything. It just led to something that I promised, and something that was very, very popular for
the dumbest people in our country elected this guy. Don't forget that.
Other people too. I recognize Israeli sovereignty over the
And Trump sounds stupid, but he is like the average American.
Nations Relief
I wish I could say differently.
Agency and United Nations was interesting because
look at his voting base.
A few days ago they introduced me, ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States. I'm looking at my teleprompter and the thing was dead, stone cold, dead. The thing's up here. I have a long, beautiful speech to make. I'm back 30 feet back. What? And I'm saying, they're introducing me. There's nothing on my teleprompter. So, but I made a speech. I actually got good marks. You think Biden could have done that? I don't think so. I don't think he could have done that. I don't think too many people could have done it. But actually, it was actually more of a speech from my heart, if you want to know the truth. I think it was maybe better in certain ways because it was from the heart.
No one wants to hear how you think about things.
But I cut taxpayer funding for that very corrupt United Nations Relief and Works Agency, and nobody thought that would be done, and withdrew from the horrible Iran nuclear deal that was imposed upon Israel by Barack Hussein Obama and Biden.
What?
And I don't think Biden knew anything about it, though. I don't think he knows anything about it now, actually, if you ask him. He'd say, what is that? And we obliterated Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity, making it impossible for them to have
drink every time you hear Obama and Biden.
Probably in about 2 months from that. But I've never asked Israel to compromise its security, but we had big, strong talk. Nobody's been better to Israel. No president's been better to Israel than Donald Trump. But we had a long, strong talk, Bibi and I, and he understands it's time. It's time. History has shown, and the people of Israel want it. And the people of the Middle East want it. The people of enemies of Israel want it, but they don't have really too many enemies right now. And you know what? Many countries have gained great respect for Israel, for the way they fight, for the job they do, including me. I had respect anyway, but they gained respect. History has shown us that those who have relations with Israel have thrived. while those who have devoted resources and attention toward the destruction and even annihilation of Israel have languished. They haven't done well. Israel is not going anywhere. They're going to coexist with other people and countries in the region, from Syria to Lebanon to Saudi Arabia. The promise of a new Middle East is so clearly within our reach. This is the closest we've ever come to real peace, not fake peace, not political fool's peace.
Political
we can
fool's
get this
peace.
difficult problem solved, the opportunities for all within that vast region of this world. It's a vast region. It's unlimited. The Abraham Accords show that all countries are better off when they communicate and work together and embrace new opportunities. I hope Jared and Steve and Susie and Marco and JD, we have great people.
Little Marco.
I hope you guys are going to work very hard to...
I wish you would have called him Little Marco. That would have been
now
funny.
They have no excuse. There's no longer an excuse. They were somewhere hesitant. And I tell you, the 4 countries that went in, I give them tremendous credit. And it's worked out incredibly well for them. In the same spirit, I'm pleased to report that earlier today, we took another important step toward greater understanding in the region. A short time ago, we had a historic phone call in the Oval Office with Prime Minister Tani, who's really a great person. So we had a great talk, and I was on the phone, and Bibi was talking. Prime Minister Al Thani was of Qatar. They really had a heart-to-heart conversation. It was a great conversation.
Is this the worst or what? Like, holy shit, dude.
It was everything that you need to have something turn out to be successful. And I want to thank Bibi, and I want to thank the Prime Minister. It was fantastic. We agreed to launch a formal trilateral mechanism between Israel, Qatar, and the United States to begin a dialogue to enhance mutual security, correct misperceptions, and avoid future misgivings. And I want to thank Qatar, its leadership, and the Emir. He's a fantastic person. I think, I'm going to be his public relations man because I know him differently than a lot of people know him. But he wants peace. He wants to see peace. And its people, and they really acknowledge the critical role that they've played as mediator. And again, we're not quite finished. We have to get Hamas, but I think they're going to be able to do that. So now it's
what are
time
you saying?
for Hamas to accept the terms of the plan that we've put forward today. And again, this is a different Hamas than we were dealing with because I guess over 20,000 have been killed. Their leadership has been killed 3 times over. So you're really dealing with different people than we've been dealing with over the last 4 years, 5 years. Everyone has done their part and come to the table in good faith. Our Arab and Muslim partners are fully prepared to
Thank you,
step
Sprinkles,
up
for the 2.
and fulfill their commitments for the benefit of the people of Gaza and the entire region. They're willing to step up and do a lot. They really are. There are a lot of good people involved. Everybody who wants to see an end to the violence and destruction should be united in calling for Hamas to accept the extremely fair proposal so that we can end the war.
Almost a half hour.
Our hostages right now and have everlasting
Holy
peace.
shit.
And I look forward to having relationships with everyone. As the chairman of the board, I'll be involved, and we'll have meetings with some very smart people that'll be working over there to make sure that we haven't just been wasting time with an agreement that doesn't get done. The task of building peace will not be easy. There are some of the hardest problems in the world to solve, and that's why it's been going on for so many centuries. But too many lives are at stake not to try, and this is more than a try. I mean, I think this is something that gets done when you have virtually every country, and these are powerful countries that have a lot of money, and the money can make things happen. A lot of countries try, and they don't have any money. These are very rich countries that can make things happen. So together we'll forge a much safer and more hopeful future for everybody, including Israel. And I want to thank Prime Minister Netanyahu for his partnership. And I want to thank all of the leaders, the kings and the emirs and the presidents and prime ministers, people I mentioned. And they've been absolutely fantastic to work with, and it's just happened very quickly. It's happened from a couple of weeks before I had a couple of meetings, but a couple of weeks before we went to the United Nations, and we had some incredible meetings. It all came to place. It all took place, and everybody wanted to be a part of it. I don't have anybody that's saying we don't want anything to do with it. It's just the opposite. And I'll tell you, a couple of years ago, a year ago, I don't think we would have had this kind of participation, Mr. VP, right? I don't think we would have had. It's been amazing. The participation was 100%. Everybody wants to be a part of it. And everybody, those very strong countries, everybody wants it to work. So, Bibi, congratulations on this. I think this will be your crowning achievement, frankly. If this all works out, we think it will. It's going to be your crowning achievement. And I want to thank you very much for being here. Thank you, please.
He said a lot of. He spoke for a half hour and said nothing. How do you do that?
President, first, I want to thank you for
30 minutes and said nothing.
Hosting me once again in the White House.
Holy fuck!
And second, I want to thank you for your friendship and for your leadership. From Jerusalem to Tehran, from the Golan Heights to Gaza, you've proven time and again what I've said many times. You are the greatest friend that Israel has ever had in the White House. And Mr. President, you and I both know it's not even close. While you focus at home on making America great again, your leadership abroad is changing the world for the better,
I thought he was going to
ending
say
wars
Israel great again.
and advancing peace. I believe that today we're taking a critical step towards both ending the war in Gaza and setting the stage for dramatically advancing peace in the Middle East. And I think beyond the Middle East, in very important Muslim countries.
Beyond the Middle
East. I support
East.
your plan to end the war in Gaza, which achieves our war aims. It will bring back to Israel all our hostages, dismantle Hamas's military capabilities, end its political rule, and ensure that Gaza never again poses a threat to Israel. We would not have achieved this turning point without the courage and sacrifice of our incredibly brave soldiers. They fight like lions to defend the people of Israel. And they serve on the front line in the war between civilization and barbarism.
Okay, here he goes.
Mr. President, when our two countries stand shoulder to shoulder, we achieve the impossible. Just a few months ago,
murdering civilians in new ways.
Line and Operation Midnight Hammer, we struck a decisive blow against Iran's nuclear and ballistic missile program. Your bold decision to send those B-2s made the region safer and the world safer.
Did it?
Now, under your leadership, we're taking the next step to win the war and expand the peace.
Oh, expand the
plan
peace.
is consistent with the 5 principles my government set for the
expand the war. There you go.
And the day after Hamas. Everybody asks, what is your plan for the day after Hamas? Here's our plan. Passed it in the cabinet. All our hostages, both those who are alive and those who died, all of them will return home immediately. Hamas will be disarmed. Gaza will be demilitarized. Israel will retain security responsibility, including a security perimeter for the foreseeable future. And lastly, Gaza will have a peaceful civilian administration that is run neither by Hamas nor by the Palestinian Authority.
Who's going to run it?
If Hamas agrees to your plan, Mr. President, the first step will be a modest withdrawal, followed by the release of all our hostages within 72 hours. The next step will be the establishment of an international body charged with fully disarming Hamas and demilitarizing Gaza.
What?
I appreciate your willingness to lead the body, Mr. President. I really appreciate it because you have a lot of things to do, and this is important. And it reflects the confidence that this will give everyone, that things will be followed up.
Are you kidding
on
me?
all the commitments made. The fact that you're taking this on, I think, helps a lot to make sure that everything flows in the direction that we want.
Blow him later. Blow him off
If this
camera.
international body succeeds, we will have permanently ended the war.
What?
Israel will conduct further withdrawals linked to the extent of disarmament and demilitarization, but will remain in the security perimeter for the foreseeable future.
So the military is not leaving. They're staying there. Nothing's
I want you to
changing.
understand that we're giving everybody
What are we even doing?
a chance to have this done peacefully. Something that will achieve all our war objectives.
We're announcing
without any further bloodshed.
that nothing changes.
But if Hamas rejects your plan, Mr. President, or if they supposedly accept it and then basically do everything to counter it, then Israel will finish the job by itself.
Wow.
This can be done the easy way.
Oh boy.
Or it can be done the hard way.
Yeah, say it. Yeah. Just like
But
the
it will
FCC
be
chairman.
done.
Yeah, FCC
We
chairman
prefer
farming.
The
Nice.
easy way, but it has to be done. All these goals
Nice.
must be achieved.
Yeah, that'll work well,
We
Netanyahu.
didn't fight
That'll go over well.
this
Good job.
horrible fight.
Thank you for saying that.
Sacrificed the finest of our young men to have Hamas stay in Gaza and threaten us again and again and again with these horrific massacres.
What an idiot.
Mr. President, I was encouraged by your clear statement at the UN against the recognition of a Palestinian state. That would be an outcome that, after October 7th, would reward terrorists, undermine security, and endanger Israel's very existence. As for the Palestinian Authority, I appreciate your firm position that the PA could have no role whatsoever in Gaza without undergoing a radical and genuine transformation. In your 2020 peace plan, which you mentioned just now, you made clear what that transformation requires. It's not lip service. It's not checking a box. It's a fundamental, genuine, and enduring transformation. And that means ending pay to slay, changing the poisonous textbooks that teach hatred to Jews, to Palestinian children, stopping incitement in the media, ending lawfare against Israel at the ICC, the ICJ.
No. What the fuck?
Recognizing the Jewish state.
What?
And many, many other reforms.
Recognizing the Jewish state.
It won't come as a surprise to you that the vast majority of Israelis have no faith that the PA Leopard will change its spots. But rather than wait for this miraculous transformation, your plan provides a practical and realistic path forward for Gaza in the coming years, in which Gaza will be administered neither by Hamas nor the Palestinian Authority, but by those committed to a genuine peace with Israel. I think this can be not only a new beginning for Gaza, I think it can be a new beginning for the entire region. Under your leadership, we can re-energize, well, I've got to contribute my own, we can re-energize the Abraham Accords. That's what it's called in the original Hebrew, Abraham. Abraham is fine, Abraham, however you want to call it. Under your leadership, Mr. President, we can re-energize the Abraham Accords that we forged 5 years ago.
Whatever you want to call it, Trump. We don't care.
More Arab and Muslim nations that choose moderation over extremism. I think there's an opportunity here.
What a cuck.
It's not going to be easy. It's tough going. But I think if we succeed, you're absolutely right. We're going to open possibilities that nobody even dreamed of.
Wow.
But I think we dream of them.
Yeah, we do. Together.
As you've told me, Mr. President.
Looks at him in his eyes.
Many, many times.
We dream of it, don't we?
You said, remember October 7th. Remember October 7th. And we do. We will never forget.
Trump is like
the horrors of October 7th. And we will do whatever is necessary to make sure they don't happen again. Since October 7th.
I love this guy.
Israel's enemies have learned a hard truth.
You hear this guy?
Those who attack us pay a heavy price. But those who partner with us advance progress and security for their peoples. President Trump just said it. It's also in the Bible. It says, those
it's in the
who
Bible.
bless you will be blessed,
Yep.
and those who will curse you will be cursed.
Right. Trump is
That's
the Bible.
actually what is happening. We want the blessings. I think we've done a lot in the past 2 years to end the curse. We're not finished, but we've done a lot. And we've done a lot together to end the curse.
The curse.
I want to thank your entire team for their efforts to get to this point. I especially want to thank Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner for their indefatigable work to bring Israel and
to bring
Arab states in the
Israel to
region
make
closer
Israel
together.
Saudi Arabia.
I am deeply grateful to both of them for their work.
Or to make Saudi
We had a
Arabia
phone call
Israel,
today
whatever.
just to make it clear. I said to
EA deal just came out too, ironically.
the Prime Minister of Qatar, Israel was targeting terrorists, wasn't targeting Qatar. And of course, we regretted the loss of the Qatari citizen, wasn't our target.
What?
And I very much appreciate President Trump's proposal to have a trilateral body. The United
You
States,
just say
Israel,
my
Qatar,
bad to
work out
killing
respective
civilians.
grievances. There are quite a few. But if we could try to mitigate them or put it on a different footing, I think that would be good for everyone. Above all the people, the fine team, the many helpers who've done this, I want to thank you, Mr. President. History has already shown that under your leadership, Israel and America can change the face of the Middle East. And today I'm hopeful that your plan to end the war in Gaza will do so again and do so soon. It will free our hostages, end Hamas's tyranny in Gaza, and enable a more secure and prosperous future for the peoples of our region. Thank you, Mr. President. May God bless America. May God bless Israel. May God bless the indispensable alliance between our countries. And may I add in Hebrew, Gemal Chatima Tova, may we all be inscribed in the book of life. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bibi. So I think while we wait for these documents to be signed and get everybody in line, I think it maybe is not really appropriate to take questions.
Oh, of course, of course.
A couple
Of
of
course, it's
Democrats
not.
in a little while about the country.
Corrupt
but,
Democrats.
keeping our country open. They're going to have to do some things because their ideas are not very good ones. They're very bad for our country. So we'll see how that works out. But this is something that was really historic today. This was something that was amazing. I think, Bibi, I mean, depending on you, I think while we're waiting for signatures and waiting for approvals from a lot of different countries that are involved in this, we probably shouldn't take questions? Or would you like to take a question or two from perhaps a friendly Israeli reporter, if there's such a thing?
That's a very, very tough proposition. But I would think, Mr. President, that I would go by your instinct that this is, we'll have enough time for questions. Let's settle the issue first, I think. No.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Netanyahu almost choked because he couldn't believe it. Like, I don't have to answer questions? Mr. President, what a proposal. I don't have to answer anything? Bet. Let's go. Let's go do this. Holy shit, bro. Wow.
Well, that concludes the...
Wow. Unreal. Unfucking real. I don't have to answer to what I just said. Let's get to the plan. Let's get this thing done. Which, by the way, is nothing. There is no plan. There's no peace. It is literally the exact same plan that has been happening. Only it seems worse because he said we're gonna expand the peace, which means they're gonna expand the war. They said that if Hamas releases the hostages in 72 hours, then Israel will begin a moderate pullout, but then also retain security over Gaza forever. So that means the military is never leaving, no matter what. Okay, and then they also said there can be no Hamas. There could be basically they're going to be the ones running Gaza, and nothing's changed. So what a bunch of nothing. Trump talked for a half hour and said nothing. And so we have a 20-point peace plan. They bring Tony Blair on. Tony Blair's on this team, who he was the prime minister of the UK during the Bush era, Bush years. Or when did he come on? Or was it Obama? Either way, nothing good. 1997 to 2000, Bush, and then right before Obama, he was the prime minister. And I mean, it's so cooked. It's so cooked for Gaza. Former British Prime Minister Tony Blair is going to lead the transitional authority in Gaza. That should invoke confidence. It's going to be Trump and Tony Blair. So what in the fuck is the difference between, I mean, besides the increased levels of fascism? This is George Bush. All of these years of Republicans and like they're fucking, I can't believe Bush and the Bush era and the Middle East, and now I can't, that's the swamp. Welcome back. You're in the Bush eras again. Congratulations. Holy fuck, brother. Congratulations. You're back. Plus we got Palantir now. It's like AI Patriot Act. And you guys all voted for it. You guys being the maggots that are sitting there watching shook right now. You don't know what the fuck to say. There's going to be more days like this too, where you're just going to fucking sit there and listen to me talk because I'm talking and now you're listening because this continues. Congratulations. Back in George Bush, Patriot Act but it's AI. And then we got the military on the streets too. In our streets. And you're going to have Donald Trump and Tony Blair lead the transition team of Palestine, which is literally just going to make the Trump Gaza, everything he did with his AI of what his resorts in Gaza, that's all going to happen. All of that's going to happen. This is going to be ethnic cleansing of the Palestinians of Gaza. And if anything, today's announcement just means further war. There's nothing that's suggesting that this is like a peace. This was not a peace plan. What a joke. What an absolute joke. Were they all jumping up and down? Were they all happy? There's like 15 people out there. They're in Tel Aviv. Peace to the Middle East. And that was their slogan. Can you show the last episode of last week tonight? No, because it's HBO and they will take my channel down. I cannot. Sorry. But I did watch it. It was good. Well, yeah. I mean, there it was. There's no peace. Israel is going to expand their operations. They said Hamas has 72 hours, but they've also said that so many times that Hamas has this. They have 2 weeks, and then they have next week, and then they have 24 hours. Now they have 72 hours to release the hostages, but then he said we're going to do a moderate pullout, and they did a bunch of like religious propaganda in his speech, like he usually does. But what a joke! What an absolute joke! I can't believe people voted for Trump, thinking he was going to be a peacemaker in the fucking Gaza, in Israel. Just like people thought he would help Ukraine. And I've been fighting those people for 3 years, and I burnt bridges because of it, and I don't give a fuck. Because I was telling them Trump ain't doing shit for Ukraine. And they'd be like, Mercado, if you say that, you're going to push MAGA away from supporting Ukraine. You're going to push them away. You can't say that Trump's going to not help Ukraine. You gotta shut up and just send money. Shut up and fundraise, Mercado. That was what I was told. Shut up and just share fundraisers. Don't engage in the politics of it. Don't tell people this guy's not going to help Ukraine. Same thing with Gaza. I went to the anti-war shit or the NATO bad protests, and all like they were like, oh, maybe Trump could come in and like, he's saying some good things about at Israel. He could be our guy. In a way, wow, who would have thought that Donald Trump, Republican Party, would be the one to be mean to Israel, and like Biden was Genocide Joe, and now Trump's coming in and he had the Arab League or whatever vote for him or whatever the fuck. Holy. Just like he had Hispanics vote for him, and now look what's happening in that community, obviously. He did a magic trick, bro. I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know what happened. I was engulfed in geopolitics for the past 3 years, but was somehow able to stay clear-minded on U.S. politics. I don't know what was going on domestically, really, politically, other than what was like connected to Ukraine. But there was like, did people get fucked? Did TikTok absolutely destroy people for the past 4 years? So people were like, thought Trump was gonna do anything for anyone else other than enrich himself and his billionaire friends, and absolutely fuck American citizens, let alone helping the other countries. Are you serious? Holy fuck, dude. Hopefully, let's see. Obama has some nice words to say. I don't have any nice words to say.
The arc of the moral universe is long, but
go.
it bends towards justice, except it doesn't bend on its own. It bends because we pull it in the direction of justice. And when we don't, it doesn't happen automatically. Just like democracy is not self-executing. It requires effort. It requires will. What I'm feeling hopeful about, I guess to get to your final point, is I'm meeting a lot of young people and people who are young at heart who are standing up for their convictions even when it's hard. And I think us lifting them up and supporting them and embracing them and emulating them, that I think is what gives me hope. That's the part of the human spirit that I believe will triumph in the end. And it may be bumpy and it may take time, but yes, I that's one of my convictions that I act on. I try to act on every single day. That's what I believe. It's a leap of faith that I think is worth making.
Obama just posted that 14 minutes ago. All but one House Democrat voted to shut the government down. Yeah, well, that's good news. Make Shirley out there. Big day. One of the greatest days ever in civilization. Kyle Kalinske. Oh, look, another obviously fake peace deal from the guy who said the U.S. is going to own Gaza and build hotels and casinos on the beach. I wonder if Israel will just proclaim that Hamas violated the deal no matter what they do and go right back to the genocide with the support of the Epstein blackmailed and corrupted by the Israel lobby fat war criminal president. See? I don't agree with Kyle on everything. He's fucking dumb when it comes to the Eastern Europe, but a lot of people are. So many people are. So it's not just him. It's left and right. People don't know what the fuck they're talking about when it comes to Ukraine. It's okay. I'll fix it. But beyond that, though, pretty fucking funny. Hillary Clinton could be indicted next. Wow. Deep state reckoning. Is Hillary next? Deep state reckoning. Wow. When the Democrats said they're going to jail everyone that's opposed to Trump. And then now MAGA's like, they're finally draining the swamp, which is what Trump ran on in 2015-16. That's what he ran on, jailing his political opponents. Wow. Look at he gets to do it now. Wow. God, I wish I wasn't dumb 10 years ago. But I was like a cocaine addict, though. You gotta realize when I was a Trump supporter, I was like addicted to cocaine and like got my information from Fox News and Tim Pool. So my bad. But that's where I was at with it. And that's why I was like that. It wasn't because I was like I wasn't living like a good life or like had a healthy lifestyle or healthy amounts of information going into my brain. Which is why, I mean, I'm at the point where we can scroll this app and then I can sift through what's bullshit and what's not. I probably couldn't do that 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I would have been reading like, I would have been reading Gunther Eagleman. Like, oh my God, this is probably the best page ever. Wow. Or 50, that would be like 12 years ago now. No, 10 years ago. So we're in 2025, so yeah, 2015. It's like, I can see it so clearly now. It's because I probably came from the other side. So I can like, I don't need to be, I can tell when someone's lying or not, or grifting. On either side too. Like I clocked Hassan too. Cause like Hassan can say some great things on his stream, but he ain't no IRL person. That's for sure. He's a good Twitch influencer, but when he's going into real life though, ain't much there. He's good to take some selfies. People, you can be a fan of him. But when we saw him out at the ICE protests, he was out there in pictures. Wasn't out there like trying to ask like the people. Like, I would have had I would have more respect for Hassan if he would have went out there and like was platforming protesters out there and like asking them like, why? What do they do? What are you doing out here? Like, why are you against ICE? You know, like engage with like the people that are out there doing it, because he's obviously like a Twitch streamer. So like he's at home and like he's really advocating for the reasons why people are out there. But then he gets out there and he's just like taking selfies and shit and like not really engaging with what's happening other than like just a aura farm. And so it kind of like he lost a lot of points for that for me. Beyond his hard, like very difficult takes to like bring to the mainstream. Actually, peace president. Okay, so you got the meeting with the Democrats coming up next, huh? Hassan on stream admitted to having FBI contacts. Oof. I don't know. Stop crying, Files, please. We need to wait till Trump is gone first. No, you don't ever stop crying about that. That's what Trump ran on. If anything, you're holding him accountable for what he campaigned on. And people voted for him because of his words and not his actions in 2024. Because if you were paying attention to Trump's actions, then it would have been impossible for you to vote for Trump. Literally would have been impossible. What time is the Democrat meeting? He's meeting with Jeffries and Schumer. It's not looking good. What time does that start, chat? You guys know? Also, obviously, we're eyeing anything with Portland, with the military. I don't know if it's going to be White House to Democrats. Be reasonable ahead of shutdown. Be reasonable. You guys think Schumer and Jeffries are going to fold again like they did earlier in the year? Their thinking was it was going to be because then the courts will fight them, and that hasn't happened. Let me be very clear about the president and the White House's position. All we're asking for is common sense, clean funding, a resolution. How did they do a press? You just listen to her. Nazi Barbie. Oh, was she? Oh, she did a presser.
I have a meeting in 3 minutes at 8:45, but I'm just here. I'm here to say it's a very busy day here. That's why you're all here early. Of course, we have Prime Minister Netanyahu coming in just a few hours. As you know, the president has been working tirelessly on this effort to bring this war in Gaza and to bring this conflict in the Middle East to an end. He wants to see all of the hostages released. And Ambassador Witkoff, Special Envoy Witkoff, sent a very detailed 21-point plan to both sides, and the president expects both sides to agree. So there will be a press conference later. You can ask your questions of both the president and the prime minister.
And there wasn't.
That. And then later, of course, we have congressional leadership here. Our message and what we want out of this is very simple. The president wants to keep the government open. He wants to keep the government funded. There is zero good reason for Democrats to vote against this clean, continuous.
Remember when Democrats had power and Trump was from Mar-a-Lago begging the Republicans to shut the government down from his private residence?
Resolution.
Like the Republicans to shut it down.
This exact same bill 13 times in the past. We want to keep the funding for our military, for our veterans, for our women and our children in this country continuing. We want the government to stay open. The president is giving Democrats one last chance to be reasonable today.
Giving them one last chance to be reasonable today.
Negotiate with Democrats? Look, there is nothing to negotiate when you have a clean CR. Look, there are, of course, important policy discussions that can be had, but we are nearing a government shutdown and we are nearing a funding deadline, and the president wants to make this deadline. He wants to keep the government open.
There is a press conference today with the Israeli Prime Minister. It signals, I think.
Okay, so that's what it was. One last chance. So, Minority Leader, a shutdown will begin at 12:01 a.m. Wednesday if Congress does not act. That's when the shutdown would begin. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries said Monday that Democrats are going into the meeting with Trump to have a good faith negotiation about landing the plane in a way that avoids a government shutdown but does not continue the Republican assault on the health care of the American people. But Jeffries reiterated Monday that promises of future negotiations on the expiring insurance subsidies aren't enough. Senate Democrats have it lined like that can't be the only thing, brother. Like that can't be the only thing that you're bringing to the table with the healthcare. So we got to be like one of the many things. Senate Democrats have it lined up uniformly behind Democrats. Minority Leader Chuck Schumer demurred over the weekend when asked about the possibility of a funding deal that did not extend the ACA credits, instead pointing to the need for real negotiations. When with Chuck Schumer, that's who knows what that means. I don't think it's what I suggested, that it should be a multitude of issues, but it's probably something stupid. I have no reason to trust Chuck Schumer. Zero. No reason to have good faith for what Chuck Schumer says. Oh, there, Dustin Grage. There he is. This guy. I was trying to remember a Minnesota right-wing influencer. Spotted in Elk River, Minnesota. A lot of love for Charlie Kirk here in the North Star State. He's like begging for attention. Please, National MAGA, pay attention to us in Minnesota. Please, we get no attention. Help. Help us. You guys really should watching right-wing influencers from Minnesota is just hilarious. One of my favorites. They're really going in on the Des Moines story because it's a black man that they can point to and be racist. Even more Charlie Kirk billboards are popping up across blue Minnesota. The left has no idea what they've unleashed. Can confirm. Where I am at, I have to take a major highway to get downtown Minneapolis. Haven't seen one Charlie Kirk billboard. Like where I'm at, I'm in the cities. Okay. Or the cities are not far. And in Minneapolis and St. Paul, it's literally not a long drive. It's right next to, that's why they're called the Twin Cities. It's Minneapolis and then, St. Paul. There it is. So not seen one. Not seen one Charlie Kirk billboard. I don't know where those are at. Probably in the land of rocks and fucking cows. They're mad about Bad Bunny. After hearing that something called Bad Bunny will be the Super Bowl halftime show, I made the executive decision to rewatch Prince's performance. Because I'm uncultured and don't pay attention to the current times, and also that person doesn't speak English. Another Charlie Kirk vigil happening in Minnesota. Why? Why were they having another one? Got to keep the grift going. That's the martyr, dude. That's where they're drawing energy from now. Why don't you make a Charlie Kirk effigy? Why don't you do a Charlie Kirk giant straw person, and then you guys can go out and then have a Burning Man thing, and then like worship it and dance around it. Why don't we do that? Have you condemned, Chad? Have you guys condemned the murder of Charlie Kirk yet? You condemn? Make assassinations great again. Stay classy, Minnesota. This looks like it was photoshopped on too. Trans people existing does nothing negative to your life, you crybaby bitch. This looks like this was photoshopped on. Look at the way it's like at an angle, but the other ones are not. Safe abortion for all. This one was added, I think. You believe what Candace Owens is saying? That's unfortunate. You got to be down bad if you're going to Candace Owens for truth. Uh-oh. They're mad at Bad Bunny. This is Bad Bunny. He was just announced as the 2026 Super Bowl halftime show. Massive Trump hater. Anti-ICE activist. No songs in English. He even canceled his entire U.S. tour for this reason. Fucking ICE could be outside my concert, and it's something that we were talking about and very concerned about. Okay. Obviously. They're mad. Can't have any global icons because he is. He's bigger than like U.S. media. He's like one of the few that can do that. So they're mad. Oh, they're mad. I don't listen to Bad Bunny either, but I don't give a fuck. Really. Oh, sounds nice. Okay. Sounds very melodic. I don't care. I do not care. If the Vikings aren't in the Super Bowl, then I'm watching it for the commercials and the food. But if the Vikings aren't in the Super Bowl, and then especially if the Vikings are in the bowl, I wouldn't give a fuck about the halftime show at all. I'd be locked in on my team. Oh no, so they're canceling the NFL again now? No songs in English, guys. Okay. Well, they got the meeting coming up, but I'm going to break. I'm going to take a break for a while. We'll be back when we got more to cover or anything happening in, let me see, hold on. In Portland, 3 things to know about Trump's plan to send troops into Portland and Memphis. Okay, hold on. NPR. President Trump ordered the troops of, Portland, Oregon, full force. Yep. Latest incidents, expect a legal fight. Okay, like many of Trump's announcements, Portland push started with a post on Saturday with new KKK. Legal fight. Okay, yep, we know that. Full force. Unclear from what that post comes next. Okay, NPR reached out to the Pentagon for clarity on Saturday. A U.S. official who was not authorized to speak publicly said the Pentagon had not issued a deployment for order for Portland, and that it only learned of Trump's request from the media. Interesting. That official also said it would be likely the National Guard troops would be used. So we should wait, because I served in the military, and orders take a long time. They're not quick, but this administration will make it happen within like weeks. So while he announced it, it's like probably to prep for like the military to get their orders drafted and get all that shit done, and it'll still take like a couple weeks though, or like 2 weeks. Or whatever, and it's likely going to be in conjunction with the Memphis National Guard then, if that happens. But I don't have any orders. Like there was orders shared yesterday on social media. I'm glad I didn't post it because it like didn't come from the DOD. And this DOD, or sorry, the DOW, the Department of War. If the Department of War didn't share it, which they will, they'll share these orders on their website still, then obviously I could say, dang, the orders are drafted, or like there's a memo that was put out, but I haven't seen one. Probably got to build it a little more. They went out there for, I think this is how the right wing works, y'all. It's a fucking op. So they probably went out there yesterday, and they had their influencers out there to see it, to just gauge what it's like, and see like the amount of agitation that they need to do, because last night did not give them what they were looking for at all, in Portland specifically. So they probably need to give it like some time to do more propaganda and like get people like involved, because it's just not meeting what Trump said at all. He wants to send the troops to, you already mentioned Memphis. We've already seen the Guard go to California and Washington, D.C. Chicago, he's been threatening Chicago. Trump has authorized use of the National Guard in Memphis, Tennessee. Trump administration described Memphis as suffering from tremendous levels of violent crime. That we watched that press conference. They had like the governor of Tennessee and the mayor of Memphis met with them, and they're all approve it. So that's going to happen for sure. Yeah, he's been in constant communication with the Trump administration for months about a plan to curb crime in Memphis using federal and state resources. Maybe it wasn't the mayor. It was another Tennessee politician. Oh, I think it was a senator or like a representative, I think, from Memphis. So there's no orders or anything for the troops to go to Portland. There's no memo saying they're going yet. And then NPR with the story they just put out earlier today. The story just came out, earlier this morning. They reached out to the Pentagon, and they didn't even know about it until Trump's Truth Social. So, and things are not quick in the military. You think they can be, but orders are drafted unless you're like active duty and you're on like quick rotation or something. And then, but your shit is like, you're ready for that though. Like your unit is like built for that. And like the infrastructure around it and the quick ability to get the funding or like whatever, like if you're in a unit like that when you're in active duty. They're quick. I don't know if they still have those. When I was serving, we were in one. They just came back from their Afghanistan deployment when I got up there, and then I was there for 3 months, and then we got deployed again. So a lot of the people I served with were on like 2 deployments very quick, but I was a private, so we only went on the one. I didn't go. They went in like 2000. They were there in 2012 into 2013, and then I got up there and into the beginning of 2013, and then we deployed. It was a rapid deployment unit, but not in I don't know how that. I'd have to ask how that works at the Guard. I don't think I don't know. I'd have to ask somebody that's I could hit up a liaison and just be like, how quick or like, I don't know, maybe that could be OPSEC. I don't know. I just don't know if, unless they're a unit that would be built to quickly go, like it's going to take a while, and a while not being that long because this administration wants to send the Guard into cities and do this. So, but it still takes a while to get the orders drafted and the troops that are going, and then they get paid to do this, obviously, or whatever. And it just it's not quick. So it's a good thing. I think we gauged it last night. I could have went and I would have been out there last night, but it would have been just me filming the MAGA group out there and like watching them agitate, which we did from here. But we got a nest egg built though. I got a nest egg now, so where like we can go to Memphis, Tennessee. I'm okay with going to Tennessee, and see the Guard and what's going to happen in that city. I mean, we did Tennessee protests. Only one I didn't make it to. I didn't make it to Atlanta. I would have wanted to go to Atlanta and go cover more of the protests in the South. I went to Elizabeth City. I missed the Louisiana protests too. I would like to have gone to those in 2020. Those are the ones I missed. But yeah, so the Pentagon didn't even know. I don't have orders. We watched the protest last night, and it wasn't giving war zone or anything like that to justify Trump sending the guard. So, all right, y'all. Well, I'll keep tracking this though. I'm paying attention. I'm watching. I'm seeing where the troop movements but I mean, there's, I got to be smart about what we're doing when I get out there. And if things are just being noisy to be noisy, then we gotta probably wait until it's like, well, I'll keep updated on it though. We'll see what the memo gets drafted. We got a big announcement tomorrow with the military. Actually, I think this all lines up somehow. We got to find out. But we got the generals meeting with Hegseth and Trump tomorrow. And what's that? I don't know. We gotta wait and find out. I'll be back if there's any breaking news today. I'll be at my softball. I have softball tonight. But I'll be standing by until then. If any breaking news takes place today, besides this, come subscribe to my softball channel if you guys want. I stream our games, and it's pretty cool, pretty chill content. Okay, full scoreboard and all. So come on over. I mean, I stream myself hitting. I didn't hit that well last week. I did okay. How'd I do? Here I am. Look at that. So you guys can watch our softball games. Cool little broadcast. Can't remember if I got out, whatever. Skabow. You want to come watch that? It's chill. And then afterwards, I'll be on my gaming channel tonight. Barring no protests. Protest coverage will come first. So if there's like protests at the Chicago ICE or Portland ICE again tonight, then we'll be locked in. But, if not, then come check out the gaming channel. So we got softball channel. I got a gaming channel for chill content that isn't breaking news and anxiety. So if you guys would like that, feel free. We also have a Discord server, link in the description. We have a Facebook page if you would like to join those. Super great community options for you. I got a buy me a coffee link. Thank you to everybody that's contributing to this to help me get back out onto the streets around the country. Obviously, I can cover Minnesota protests without fundraising at all. I just literally go drive downtown. So I don't need to fundraise to go outside in my own home state. So I appreciate you guys for supporting that and trying to help get me back out around the country again, because it's not easy. It's not cheap. And I couldn't do it without you. Okay, so I appreciate everybody that does that. Have a wonderful afternoon. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.